we? Shall we? Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine. Even when the old ladies are walking by, you're going to have a sense of rejection. Today's morning motivation is not about acceptance. Oh, look, they got the Finland flags up. Look at all the old ladies looking and judging. It's such a funny little situation. Like, they can't help but be judgmental. But all the beautiful springtime is in the air. The flags are back up. The sun is shining, and so am I. I'm shining regardless of rejection. I'm finding new direction. Yesterday, model completely flaked and just blocked her account on me. And I said, you know what? Either it's rejection or it's a new direction. You're going to have to find a way. And that's what we're going to have to do every day, whether it's an old lady with a shovel walking by staring at you, or it's another old lady that's still peeking inside your window trying to figure you out, or it's people that watch me when I go live. It's all part of Saints Addiction. It's part of the plan, to survive past broken promises, to endure things that don't go right for you, or to find a way, no matter what ends up happening, figuring out I got a new day today. And yesterday I sat here all day thinking that she was going to come be a model for me, and she ended up just blocking me in the end. Now, that's one way of saying no. And if it wasn't for the other girl saying no, or the other girl this morning going, I don't know, Saints Addiction is quite risque. It's like, maybe you don't know about mostly Saints. Maybe you don't know about the halo and horns that we all wear. Maybe you don't know about Saints brand and doing Saints giving, but I'm sure that you want a virtue signal to other people that you are sane, beautiful, and put together. I did my own research on the girl, and she ended up being like, I got an 800 score that went to a 500 score, and I'm so full of debt, I can't even spit, and I got to work these long hours, and I want to quit. And I'm listening to her story, and I said, now that's human being right there. That's as human as it gets when you get real with yourself, and you go like, hey, I'm going to have to take some lumps here. Not everything in life is spread easy. That's kind of the test of the whole thing of our lives, is to see if that we want it bad enough. And there's going to be so much rejection out there. I think of my heroes, like your boy that sells or sold it already, Patron Silver, was a door-to-door salesman. Now, most people would say, I would love to own Patron Silver and sell it for $1 billion and be a billionaire. But would you also like to be the guy that gets doors slammed in his face when he was selling, and back in the day, they used to sell encyclopedias door to door? This is what I'm talking about. There's people that don't have a sense of direction, but they kept going. You could be Lewis and Clark and look up the River Missouri and go left or right, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to know. And this is what's so cool about adventure, but also so scary about life, is that you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the fucking model's going to show up. You don't know if a better model's going to show up. And you don't know what your mind's going to do when it faces rejection. This is a point of life. Like, not everybody's going to live. Are you going to just kill yourself when your parents die? Right? Like, you know what I mean? Are you going to just fall over the first heartache you get? It's kind of one of the toughest things to watch, is when you're watching teenagers go through heartache, and you're like, kid, there is so much more heartache out there. There is so much risk and negativity out there that you are going to have to. We still rise above. Yeah, when the love was made and the haters made and the papers came, we still rise above. And this is a rise above moment. This is that, okay, old lady with the fucking shovel walking past me, staring up at my window. What the fuck are you staring at? And get comfortable with people staring. Get comfortable with people misunderstanding. Be comfortable with people that aren't comfortable with themselves. There's a lot of people out there that aren't telling the truth, bro. They're not telling the truth about themselves. You don't know if they're in sexual positions. You don't know if they've been to prison. You don't know if they have dirty deeds. Dun, 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 dirty deeds. Thunder streak, dirty deeds. And all of us doing something naughty or subversive even to ourselves, dude. And this is the crazy part is people lie to themselves. Oh yeah, 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 I'll be there. Oh yeah, 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 I'll do it. And they don't have any follow through. It's enough for me to get blocked and maybe you block me, but like again, I keep telling everybody they're trying to block all their opportunities. They're just waiting for a canoe, and then they waited for a boat, and then they waited for a helicopter, and they said no to all three. And then when they drown, they look at God and go, "Why didn't you save me?" It's like, bro, I sent you so many opportunities. You just didn't want to put on the gloves. You didn't want to do the hard work. You know what I mean? Talking with my guy in India, and hopefully he's listening. And like, bro, you just showed me how negative you can be. It wasn't that it was like, how's the work get done? And trust me, sometimes it was subpar, having to repeat myself 12 times. And I'm like, why is this design still not done? And why am I still saying the same thing? And oh yeah, no, 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 no. I'm gonna pay on time, but my designs are gonna not get done on time. And I still haven't launched them, even though it was my birthday time, and even though I was promised the one thing, another thing happened. But hey, pay me, and I'm gonna show you a bad attitude because I need money. And it was just like, do you think I'm going to pay for a headache? Do you think it's my job to make all your salary when I just met you and your referral to me? I'm traveling too, and I'm the only one buying the things, and you just made the guy that bought everything, $300 here, $200 there, not want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, wait a minute, bro. This isn't supposed to be a hassle. It's supposed to be a touchdown. And maybe my touchdowns have frowns. Maybe sometimes the touchdowns aren't as pretty as I'd like them to be. You know what I mean? Like, not all things are equally. Not all my attempts have been touchdowns. Matter of fact, it's been more of letdowns than anything. If you want to really talk about addictions, you're going to have to be homeless with me after I paid $1,000. You're going to have your mom throw your shit out the window. You're going to have friends not show up. You're going to have models not show up. You're going to have people judge you. And most people, they're too afraid of that. They're just going to feel too uncomfortable sitting next to someone on the bus to even listen to their own music or take their earphones on and have a conversation to open their world up. No, let me get back in the zone where I just put my headphones on and have my own situation happen. That happens, bro. That happens. And I was watching something. I hope I have it, but the girl's like, no longer am I the one that lives in fear. No longer am I the one that lets someone else's reaction dictate my life. It's been my life. And maybe you want to come over here and try to judge me if you want to. But then that means I got to judge your life too. And not anyone that I know is not under that microscope. You know what I mean? Even the Pope that just died was under a microscope. We're perfectly flawed human beings, man. And I admit to being honestly flawed. I admit to being a pervert and having sexuality and love looking through the peephole and doing my voyeurism exhibitionism. I admit to having failure be around me and having people reject me, and sometimes I'm too much energy, or people like, yo, why you talking to so many people? And I'm like, because I'm social. He's like, yeah, that's awkward for me. In Finland, we can't wait to get out of the conversation. And I'm like, why are you even here? You know what I mean? We have two different addictions. My buddy wants to be on the cigarette tip, and I want to be on the chick tip. I want to talk to the girls on the platform, not smoke cigarettes and scare them away from the platform, and just be stand there next to a dude getting his habit on. And I told him that too. I was like, bro, we aren't the same. My habit's different than yours. My addiction is different than yours. And maybe you don't have the same addiction to weed, or maybe you're not honest about your addiction to weed, or maybe you're not honest addiction to tobacco, or maybe you're not your honest addiction to fear. The one girl, all she kept doing is wanting to worry. And I was just like, dude, I got nothing for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me. 99 problems, but fear ain't one. And that was it. So today's a new day. Yesterday really shocked me. I was taking 2 weeks to prepare for this photo shoot with this girl. She said, all right. And then it was block. And it goes from cream pies to lies. And then it goes from unfriendly goodbyes. You could literally be in someone sexually, and then they won't even talk to you again. This is the rejection that I'm talking about. This is the fear. This is what we're risking to get ahead, and most of us were too in our dread. Let me get some of the sunshine, shall I? So rare. This is my sunshine seat right here, sitting in the light. Oh, look, little Thailand followed me too. Little coconut. Oh, I didn't even see that. But this is what it is, bro. This is you. Are you going to live in your own light, or are you going to live in the fear? Are you going to go back into the zone of your mind and say, oh, that's not going to work out, or I got the burps, or I can't do that. People might judge me or make fun of me. Or what if they reject me? What if they delete me? What if they block me? It's a part of the plan, bro. Maybe if you have the right mental push-ups, like I've been saying, maybe I said, what could do better than that girl flaking on me? What can I do to reinforce it? And then this morning I wake up and my friend who I said has been stalking me was tagged on the Facebook. She's the bartender at work that I gave the attention whore shirt to, because that's exactly what she is. She's like, that's so me. And for most people, they'd be like, yeah, I'm a full-on thirst trap. I know what it is. And for some girls, they're going to be rushing. I'm not going to wear that. Can you get away from us, please? And they can't wait to reject me, and they can't wait to throw my dick in the dirt, and they can't wait to put some respect on my name. After all the reliable models, even the Russian one come back, can you take mine down? Of like all your photos of you with your titties out. Go on your spiritual journey to India and act like you're better than now, but no, I won't take that down. And you go block yourself. And the same was the other girl that was in the selfie with my homie with my Love My Life shirt. She walked by, she's still flipping me off. Rejection is a part of life. Not every car I tried to sell did I sell. You know what I mean? Not every design that I design is going to sell. You know what I mean? And these are the things that most people don't realize in their dream, that there's going to be dark days, that there's going to be times that things don't work out. And maybe that's because it's supposed to work out in a different way. You know, maybe you're supposed to see a different day and be there for it. You know, be there for the letdowns and make sure that those are your push-ups. You know what I mean? That's the mental push-ups I talk about. You know, it's not just enough to say, fuck my life, I love my life, or brush my teeth with my left hand and tell myself I love myself, which I forgot to do today, and I'll go back and do it. These are all of our rejections, man. These are all of our letdowns. I just got to 1,500 of followers, you know? It took forever. And then one day it'll be 15,000. I don't know. And then people will go like, oh, yeah, man, you just kept making it. No, they don't see the door slammed in your face. They don't see the broken promise of the guy that said, I'll come back tomorrow and buy the car. They don't see the blocking and the rejection. They only see the touchdowns. They don't see the red flag, the yellow flag, or off-season workouts. Nobody gives a shit. So count or don't count, you're the one that don't need to count yourself out. This is the hardest part. You're not going to know what's going to happen. You need to just go with the flow. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go and get out of the house today. I'm going to get out into the shine. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to go find me a reliable model, because this is how reliable models started. You know what I mean? And get somebody to represent me. Get somebody that's proud to have taken the shirt. Get somebody that will actually send me the shirt back. The one girl emailed me back, oh, I got married, to a woman. And I'm like, what's that got to do with the shirt I sent you? You know, I'm out the money, shipping, whatever excuse, you know what I mean? And nothing is happening. All these girls are supposed to be reliable models, and some of them won't even respond to me. It's like I got blocked. And it's just like, okay, blocking, rejection, and disappointment is a part of life. So is it rejection, or is it a new direction? Are you going to get back up after you get punched in the face? Or are you just going to take it lying down? I don't know, dude. That's up to you. And I promise you, that's a decision too. A lot of us want to be like, I didn't do anything. Doing nothing is no vote is a vote. You know what I mean? Parking yourself, it's so easy. You know, stay comfortable. Don't risk anything. Everything you want's on the other side of fear. Even the rejection, it's making you stronger. If you're a salesman like me, You're gonna go knock on the next two doors. That's what he did. Vidal Sassoon, Mr. fucking what you call it, Patron himself, Mr. Patron himself, literally has no rejection. He's just one of the best salesmen. And then I listened to the other guy, the sales pointed out, is that these people relieve their burden. They don't know that they have, they got lots to do in their business, and I'm here for solutions, AI solutions, solutions in seconds. I'm here to help. That's what I kept saying. We are saints. We are here to help. And we're looking for the helpers. We're looking for the people that run in the opposite direction, that can't wait to make a fool of themselves, that can't wait to be themselves, that can't wait to put a smile on people's face. That's what we want to see. If you want to see somebody go back to their same humdrum life, the same apartment, repeating the same behavior, then that's what it'll be. You can't be surprised because you didn't try. Pretty simple. When we talk about Henry Ford, he didn't come from no big ass family. He had one idea: that's for everyone to own a car, and he was right. And most of the billionaires that I know, the entrepreneurs, started off tight. Didn't just get to win. You know what I mean? They didn't just walk to the winner circle. They had to race. They had to have competition. They had to have rejection. They had to have downturn and downfall. You know, everybody just thinks that I want to be a winner, but you have to make it past losing. You know, you gotta take a loss like a boss. And us, we'll take one loss like an accident, be like talking about it for 7 years later and 17 years later. This one accident I got changed my life. What stopped you? This is what ends me, my friend said one time. You know, what ends you? It's not rejection for me. It's not money for me. There is nothing. I'm going to get back into the battle. I'm going to fight off my back like wrestling. I'm going to persevere. Like he said in 12 Years the Slave, you know, no one's been through slavery, not us, not in this modern era, not unless you're in Bangladesh. And then you go and sit there and go, you're going to go whine about your child. And the girl kept crying. He said, stop crying. I will persevere. You know, like all of us here, all of us are hurting in some kind of way. All of us are hiding some kind of pain. All of us are getting up from our lives and saying, hey, I want to swing back. You know, I'm going to get back to this life. Do your worst, for I will do mine. And mine will keep going. My spirit will persevere. I fight off my back and I take punches and I get back up. This is what I tell myself, and this is what I do. It's a new direction. It's not rejection. It just means that that's not them. And it sucks because I thought it was going to be for such touchdowns. I had such the best day ever, almost getting a tattoo, to now both of them blocked me, and I got no model wearing the shirt. This is the third girl to reject the shirt, you know. It happened. And if I were to let these little girls slow me down, then I would have no dream. I would have no ambition. I would have no business. You ain't got no business being in business if you can't handle rejection. It's pretty simple. And you're going to have to be the one to get yourself back up in the morning and say, day one or one day. So one of the models go, I haven't touched the gym in 6 to 9 months. This is day one. Let's watch a bitch get her ass in shape. And that's what it is. Watch yourself get your ass back in shape. Watch yourself shift yourself into a forward direction instead of a reverse. Find another gear. If you were a clutch, you need to find another gear and transfer your power through your transmission to the rear wheels. This is physics. And I'm going to get myself in motion. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm going to get to that train station, ask a question, get myself back to Tikaroa where I know where I'm going, get up with my friends, and find myself a reliable model today while the sun is still shining, and get somebody to wear this motherfucking shirt already, bro. You know what I mean? Get somebody to represent me instead of fucking depress me. You know what I'm saying? And I know you know what I mean. Because there's so many things when we're out there in the world trying to say, I want my life, I love my life, and I want this life. That's what you're asking for. Well, then the universe is building you into him or her. Like you asked for it. You asked to be a mother. Well, there's going to be some labor pains. You asked to be successful. Well, there's going to be some unsuccessful days. And you asked for a change. Well, here it is. The difference in your behavior, the difference in your mental push-ups. You know what I mean? Are you the type of person to do what you say you're going to do? Are you the type of person that's going to capitulate and let yourself off the hook? Are you going to just say, nobody's watching today, or nobody cares, or it's just another day, then for sure that's what it's going to be. But yesterday I sat here all day. I didn't even go outside. It was kind of chippy. Now it's nice and warm. But she blocked me. Instead of showing up or saying no or I'm uncomfortable, she wanted to bring her daughter. She wanted to bring her cousin. She didn't have a babysitter. It was all bad. And then it's just like, I've been planning this for 2 weeks. If you were all right to block, I'm gonna have to find someone that's super all right and isn't gonna block and just gonna wear the damn shirt. So maybe I'm coming off too hard. Maybe not everybody wants to do faceless porn, or my full court press is pressing people back. I'm gonna have to risk that. You know what I mean? This is risk. I know most people play the game Risk, but life is a risk. You're not always guaranteed something. Taking out a loan. That's what one of the girls said. She's like, my 800 score went down to 500 score, and I'm in debt, and now I'm gonna have to take out a loan, and she can't wash enough dogs to get ahead. But then she said, Saints addiction's risque. I think your job's risque. What if you hurt your wrist? You know what I mean? Then what are you gonna do? And then what about what about you with your risque credit score? I got guys that go like, oh, you're too short. Well, your credit score is too low, or you're too old, or you know what I mean? There's prettier girls. The whole life is a competition, like my friend Dominic said. You don't want to admit it, but it is. And you're in competition with yourself, really, and how much pain you can resist. This is the life test. Life is gonna punch you in the motherfucking face, bro. It's gonna come up and just straight sucker punch your ass, and then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna get up and start swinging back? Or are you gonna be some of these fools you watching the fucking shows and they just take a punch and you're just like, really, bro? You didn't even fucking swing back, bro. You're about to catch a whole set of hands. Some people are just surprised, like they freeze up. If in a car accident, they need to keep their hands on the wheel, and they're just like, let the Lord take the wheel. You know what I mean? I'm like, you need to press the brake and turn the wheel in the opposite direction so we don't lose traction. But hey, I lost a little bit of traction yesterday. I went from one of the best days of my life to one of the worst days of my life. Not worst. I'm over exaggerating, and I've had way worse days, and I've made it past those days, and then I see myself going like, okay, today's a new day. This is day one. To find someone to take pictures in this motherfucking Airbnb, in this apartment, on this trip. You know what I mean? This is it. This is the fear that I face. This is the dealio. You know what I mean? This is what makes me. This is who I am. So for all of y'all that are out there trying to figure out their life and go, what direction should I go? Forward is a good choice of direction. If you have something that is scaring you, go in that direction. I gotta go get the morning motivation. You gotta have your Roken vape. This message was brought to you by Roken Vapes, champion of vapes. Mention Saints Addiction, and get 15% off. It's affiliate codes. There's somebody out there believing in my brand. There's somebody out there believing in me, and that needs to be me, really. You know what I mean? It needs to be me that can keep taking and enduring. That's why it's the book Endure. I endured South Korean prison. I endured poverty. I've endured hardships, and in this, it's made me a little bit harder, hopefully a little bit smarter, and hopefully, I talk about that tempered steel, that steel that you're made out of. Everybody wants to be the man of steel, but you got to be tempered to be steel. You got to go from really hot to really cold, some real extremes. Saints Addiction, cartridges sold separately, in the DMs. Got the cash out. And I'm almost out of my fucking pin juice too. And that's what I'll have to do. You can do whatever you choose to do. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to philosophy. Don't listen to history. Hell, sometimes you don't even need to listen to yourself. You know, that's the motherfucker that does the worst to us. And I'm on some do your worst, for I will do mine. I will execute this dream of mine. I will be honest about my flaws and my pervertedness and my shortcomings and my flaws. You know, I feel like I'm a good looking human being, but I got a hemorrhoid. You know, I feel like I'm flawless in my beard, but I got like a little weird bump here. I think it's an ingrown hair. You know, I got ingrown toenails. You know, fuck, dude, athlete's feet and fungus sometimes. You know, it's like everybody wants to do it when it's perfect, and it'll never be perfect, so they never do it. And this is the crutch of the situation. This is the direction and choices that we have. You know, and what did the girl say? What was it? Choosing change. You know, if you have something in front of you, either you choose to accept it or you choose to change something, and that is the choice of our lives. You know, either you're gonna sit there and suck your thumb like a baby and hope someone comes and changes your diaper, you know, and you cry about it, or you're an adult now and you live on. You know, you see other days, and your parents will pass, your grandparents will pass, your friends will pass. Make sure that you show up. Make sure that you see a new spring day. That's what I'm looking at today. Make sure you see a new version of yourself. Make it past the cold days. Last night was so cold. It was 26 degrees. I don't even know. That's almost zero to us, or below zero. It was so fucking cold. And now the leaves are still coming out. They said that was yesterday. We kept the warmth on the inside. We keep the glow on our backside. Keep the glow on our head. And this is what this morning motivation is all about, was just, um, rejection or redirection. You know, this is the question of your life. It's like, am I going to be the guy that sits there and goes, well, nothing's working right, and I just got blocked several times, and my exes never talked to me, and I had no relationships with them, and going on all the missings, and how many times I've been to jail or been to prison overseas, or made mistakes, or things I wish I would have said differently. Welcome to the human experience. You know, that's what I tell myself. It's not just me. You know, there's going to be all of us that wish we said something differently, or reacted in a better form or better way, or showed up prettier, or had the right shoes. But did you just show up? You know, that's it. Are you even present when you show up? Is it something that you're just going to sit and let the next day get bled over? I think not, bro. I can feel the sunshine on me. I can feel an adventure coming, and I'm going to go outside and make it happen, Captain. That's what's going to happen. You know, that's what Saints Addiction's on a mission. And if you don't see the vision, get out the motherfucking way. I'm a fucking choo-choo train, and I want to fucking hit my goals and arrive to the next station. Choo-choo. I'm coming full speed. So if it's going north, to go on this journey and finish writing my book from the last time I had a journey, and add all these people from LinkedIn and get this AI thing going, and becoming the man that I know that I am, then this is what the journey will have to be. I'll take my lumps with my sugar and my lumps with lumps sometimes, and that's what it'll have to be. It'll have to be up to me, per usual. So I don't know what I'm feeling. I won't listen to it. All I know is I'm going to find that model to wear that shirt and get the shots that I want. It's your boy Marky Saints Addiction. Make sure you Like, share, and subscribe below. And as always, peace and love. And Chigathon, that means goodbye, but not forever, in Finnish. And I am here in Finland. So, yeah, how cool is that? And that's what I'll be on the other side of my own fear, on the other side of my own excuses, and the other side of the world, like I am right now. Peace. I think they only bring out the flags on the days that it's sunshine. Look at that beautiful baby blue sky. I'm gonna get out into it, no lie.